Hey folks, and welcome to Greg's Golf Shack. Today I want to talk to you about our hips, the ability to clear our hips in that downswing and even fire them at the top of the transition and downswing to really get some power through that impact position and really get set up for a consistent ball striking opportunity. Now we can find lots of advice out there that tells us to squat down in our downswing, squat and kind of let that lead hip, push back to try and get down into that really sort of squat position. And that's a hard thing to achieve for a lot of us amateur and average golfers if we're really not used to that feeling. We end up putting a lot of upper body into it, and it is hard to kind of translate down to action in our lower body. Another really common reason that it's tough for a lot of us to get in that position is we get out on our toes in our backswing and the top of the swing. So we take a swing back and our weight kind of goes forward onto our toes. And if we're out on our toes, it's really hard to kind of push that lead hip back because that really causes that over the top. It takes over our body and pushes it back. There's no separation between the upper and lower body. Now, another piece of advice we get to try and fire those hips in the downswing is to feel like you're stomping down that lead heel. You're trying to squish an orange or something like that to try and initiate that hip to kind of move back and clear out of the way. Again, if we have a lot of weight over on our trail side, it's very difficult to kind of do that. Sometimes we'll be so much loaded on our trail side that we'll stomp that hip and it'll just kind of slide our hips out like that. So for those of you who kind of struggle with that separation and that ability to clear the hips, I want to propose something a little bit unconventional. Now, it might not work for everybody, but this gave a click for me. Something clicked and I'm able to initiate those hips and clear them a lot easier with this thought. And what I'm going to focus on, which is why it's unconventional, is our trail heel. What I would like to do is get up into that backswing position when we're about to have our transition or start our downswing. And what I want to feel is that I'm pushing my trail heel down. Not only am I pushing it down, I'm also trying to kind of push towards the target. Now that doesn't mean I'm trying to push like this. I'd like to try and keep this lead leg fairly straight. And by pushing down with my heel, it pushes my butt cheek back a little bit. So it initiates that squat. And as I kind of transition towards the target, kind of pushing off my heel towards the target, it's pushing my lead hip back and promoting that squat. So by getting on my trail heel, pushing down and through, it's kind of clearing my hip out of the way. And it feels good to kind of do that. It also helps me keep from being out on my toes at the top of the swing because I'm trying to get to the heel of my trail side. So just a feeling that you can try as you slowly practice and try to work on getting your transition over to that lead side. This might be a trigger that helps you clear the hips and get into a good impact position. Let's give it a try. Now, I've always had trouble clearing my hips. I have a very kind of square and tight body, not very flexible through my hips. And this feeling has given me the ability to kind of get through the ball a little bit better. Cleared the hips, felt good, good contact. I hope this tip helps and can work for you. Please like and subscribe. We'll see you next time on Greg's Golf Shack.